Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Bryan Hallman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Bryan Hallman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we sit down with Garrett Love, the Senate Ag Committee Chair, to talk about legislative issues affecting Kansas ag producers. And inside Kansas Ag, Kansas Soybean discusses new soy-based products on the market, and Kansas Farm Bureau lets us know about important lesser prairie chicken meetings in western Kansas. And in news you need to know, we get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association, look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. The popular Cattle Facts Outlook session at the 2015 NCBA Convention and Trade Show gave the cattle industry reason to be optimistic. Analysts there said they expect fat cattle prices to average in the mid-150s, citing improved forage situations, lower grain prices, and record margins in 2014 as their primary reasons. However, Cattle Facts CEO Randy Block says he expects that the market peak is behind the industry now. Coke is entering the milk market with a milk product that has more protein and less sugar than regular milk. Fairlife, which Coca-Cola formed in a partnership with dairy cooperative select milk producers in 2012, says this milk goes through a filtration process that's similar to the way skim milk is made. The result is a lactose-free product with 50% more protein, 30% more calcium, and 50% less sugar than regular milk. Federal lawmakers have introduced a bill to require much-needed protections for farm animals used specifically for agricultural research at federal facilities. Currently, these animals are exempt from protection under federal law because of loopholes in the Animal Welfare Act. The bill would amend the act by removing the current exemptions to put protections in place. In local news, in a letter to Congress, the American Soybean Association and industry partners urged House and Senate Budget Committee members to recognize the importance of crop insurance to farmers, lenders, and all of rural America. The group is concerned with proposed cuts to crop insurance programs in the administration's 2016 budget. USDA has called a cap on premium support ill-advised because regions like Texas, Minnesota, Kansas, and other states with large acreage farms and high-value crops are at a higher risk of crop loss and could be hit especially hard. With warm temperatures this February, there are questions about how wheat could be affected. Warm temperatures too early can cause wheat to break dormancy, becoming more susceptible to cold temperatures that will likely return in the coming weeks. Some varieties may not be able to withstand these sudden changes in temperatures, which could cause winter kill. Kansas State University's 102nd Annual Cattlemen's Day will be held Friday, March 6th in Weber Hall in Manhattan. The day will feature presentations, breakout sessions, a commercial trade show, and educational exhibits. Registration and trade show will begin at 8 a.m. with the program following at 10. For more information, go to ksubeef.org. The Kansas House and Senate approved Senate Bill 4 that cuts state spending, sweeps agency fee funds, and transfers money from other vital agencies to the state's general fund. This action will fix the 2015 budget, but policymakers still need to adhere to the $600 million shortfall for the 2016 fiscal year, which begins July 1st. Up next in our Ag Feature, we sit down with Garrett Love, the Senate Ag Committee Chair, to talk about legislative issues affecting Kansas ag producers.
This segment brought to you by Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com.
A.B. Flint Motor Company. selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Weed Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Poe, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Looking for that new vehicle with that low payment? Well, look what Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City is offering on these vehicles. Lease payments as low as $169 a month, or check these out at $199 a month. But wait. See what you can get for as low as $299 a month. With 9 manufacturers to choose from, we've got what you want. Dick Edwards in Manhattan, Junction City. Check us out at dickedwardsauto.com. Choose your payment, choose your vehicle, choose Dick Edwards as your dealer.
Thanks for staying with us this morning. We continue our legislative look as we look at the session getting started, and we're joined by Garrett Love, who is the Senate Ag Chair. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on the show.
You're very welcome. Ag's been a bright, shining, beacon on the hills, the governor might say, for the state's economy. How do we continue to keep ag rolling as we struggle to find money to pay for schools and other issues we have?
Yes, agriculture, and this is something I try to remind our friends maybe not as involved in farming and ranching, but agriculture is still our state's #1 industry. And like you said, it has been a shining spot for our state and a big part of our state's growth over the last 5 years. And one way to not do that is to come in and increase taxes on farmland by 300 or 400%, which a couple of legislators have brought up in the last couple of weeks, which I think is scary. I don't see it happening, but it would definitely be a problem. As chair of the Senate Ag Committee, I've prioritized working with the Department of Ag for them not to come in as overly burdensome on farmers and ranchers, but let's support our farmers and ranchers. Let's work with our farmers and ranchers to continue to grow agriculture and help grow our state.
Well, we look at all the regulations, and a lot of regulations coming out of the federal government. Look at the lesser prairie chicken, you look at the waters of the U.S. How involved are you working with the Department of Ag in dealing with those issues?
Well, we've been trying to push back as much as we can in both of those areas. When it comes to the lesser prairie chicken, that plain and simple ends up becoming a rural development tax. When it comes to these rural areas, when they're, I've talked to oil companies that said they're not going to go into this county because of the fee or the tax they'd have to pay within the prairie chicken rules. And that hurts our communities. You have some programs where they say, for wind farms, for oil and gas, for building new homes, and then the fear of if it is put on the endangered list of what that means for ag practices on what you can and can't do. Same way with waters of the U.S., having the federal government come in and controlling which that's what it is. Both of those things, they're just wanting more control over more land, is also scary, and it does not support ag in any way, and it certainly hurts it and hurts its growth and the opportunity that can come from agriculture. And in Kansas, after agriculture, we have energy, which is obviously a big part of extra income for many farmers and ranchers, and a big part of our economy in Kansas, and revenues to the state. And both of those hurt both of those industries.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about kind of the elephant in the room, which is the 50-year water plan that the governor put in place, and also school funding. You're watching Kansas Ag Report, and we'll see you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We're joined by Garrett Love, who is the Senate Ag Committee Chair. In the previous segment, we were kind of talking about the waters of the U.S., the lesser prairie chicken, and tax issues that farmers face. Real quick, let's talk about the 50-year water plan the governor has put in place through the Kansas Department of Water. I'm sure that's a big deal you guys are dealing with.
Yeah, it sure is. And water is, when it comes to agriculture and the state level on what we can and can't do, is our #1 priority. And water has driven our economy. In western Kansas, Ogallala Aquifer is worth billions of dollars to Kansas and to our economy. And so preserving that is very important. As you know, it has been depleting. We've had the few years of hard drought. And as we look at it, you look out 30, 40 years, and we're in really bad shape. And so I've really commend the governor for saying, let's not just keep sweeping this issue under the rug, let's try to do something about it. And he put together a 50-year water visioning process where stakeholders from around the state came in and got involved and got engaged into trying to say what's the best way to preserve our water for many years to come. So far, we've taken a couple steps just in the last couple of years of getting rid of the use it or lose it policies, where you've had producers and also cities come and feel like they have to use this water or else they're going to lose their right. And that's the worst thing we can do as a government, is encourage people to use things they don't need. It's the same way with budgets. You hate when you do that, where you encourage an agency to all of a sudden use all this money at the end of the year, because they end up wasting a lot of it. And it's the same way with water. So we got rid of that. We started putting together these multi-year flex accounts where people can, if they don't use all their water in one year, they can use it in the next, and the next after that. And ultimately farmers know the best way to use water. And so encouraging that has been a big part of it.
Talking about budgets, Garrett, rural communities, farming communities who pump a ton of money into the state's economy are struggling with school funding. You know, some of these schools are having to consolidate and close, but they're the backbone of the state's economy right now. What do you say to those people? Right,
and I come from a small school, 1A school, played 8-man football, had about 24 people in my class when I graduated, not too long ago, about 9 years ago now. And so certainly appreciate the value of our rural schools and what they provide. And as a legislator, that's an important part of my approach, is having a strong education system that focuses on kids, because that's what it's about. It's about the outcomes. It's about the kids that we're graduating, what they're going on to do, and that's one great thing about our country and about Kansas, is you have the opportunity to go as far as you want and go as hard as you want, and education is a big piece of that. When it comes to funding and also consolidation, I think another positive thing is the governor has said very clearly he is not for forced consolidation from Topeka, which there are a lot of legislators out there that would force consolidation if they had their way. So we fight back against that all we can to make sure there's nothing forced out of Topeka in that way, and also in trying to make sure there is enough funding going to our schools. We have increased funding in the last few years. There was a lot of disagreement on what the total dollar amount was, but more money has gone into schools, and that has been important. I think has been important for these communities, and we'll continue working for our rural schools.
Garrett, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Brian.
This is Garrett Love, Senate Ag Committee Chair. You're watching kansasAGreport. See you in just a minute.
What does a foam that keeps floors from squeaking have in common with race car tires? Both contain soybean oil. Both are on the list of 33 new products commercialized in 2014 with soybean checkoff support, and both are driving demand for U.S. soybeans. Altogether, more than 800 soy-based products have been developed with checkoff support since 1990. Some uses, like biodiesel, are high volume. Other products, such as paint and the backing on artificial turf, use smaller amounts of soy, but they have higher value. The market for ingredients like soy polyalcohols keeps increasing in industries ranging from automotive to furniture manufacturing, which increases the demand for U.S. soy at home and abroad. Checkoff-funded research continues to pay dividends as manufacturers look for ways to displace industry standards like petroleum, latex, mineral oil, and other less eco-friendly materials in their products. Raw materials from sustainable soybeans provide environmental benefits and have been proven to perform as well as the ingredients they replace in a wide range of products at a comparable cost. In fact, some perform even better. Browse the Soy Products Guide, a catalog of the thousands of currently available soy-based products, ingredients, and manufacturers at kansassoybeans.org/new-uses on the web.
The lesser prairie chicken is a hot topic for western Kansas landowners. These birds possess a huge threat to the livelihood of farmers, ranchers, and their rural communities. The reason for this threat is based on the United States Wildlife Service listing the lesser prairie chicken as a threatened species as of last March. The listing was done under the authority of the Endangered Species Act. This act makes it unlawful for any person to take a bird without authorization, which means you can't harm the bird or its habitat. However, the current classification allows for some flexibility to the agricultural community. Currently, the lesser prairie chicken habitat covers an area of over 20 million acres in 5 states. This listing impacts 85 counties altogether, including 39 counties in western Kansas. Since the listing, several environmental groups have filed lawsuits against the service stating that it did not go far enough and wants the bird reclassified as endangered. If these groups were to be successful, there would be no exceptions or flexibility for farmers, ranchers, or any landowner. In fact, no one would be allowed to disturb the habitat or harm the birds without the threat of criminal proceedings, including up to a year in prison and/or large civil penalties of up to $25,000 per occurrence. Kansas Farm Bureau has joined the lawsuit with a coalition of partners to stop these groups from forcing the service into this action. We have also set up an awareness campaign that explores these potential threats to this region. Therefore, we will be hosting a number of seminars in western Kansas the latter part of this month. For additional information on the lesser prairie chicken and these important meetings, please visit stopfoulplay.com.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer. Impact Satellite at 785-554-5974.
Looking for that new vehicle with that low payment? Well, look what Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City is offering on these vehicles. Lease payments as low as $169 a month, or check these out at $199 a month. But wait. See what you can get for as low as $299 a month. With 9 manufacturers to choose from, we've got what you want. Dick Edwards in Manhattan, Junction City. Check us out at dickedwardsauto.com. Choose your payment, choose your vehicle, choose Dick Edwards as your dealer.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Dick Edwards is taking North Central Kansas by storm. We've been bending over backwards to exceed your car buying experience for over 30 years. Choose from one of our 9 different new car brands or from our second-to-none used selection. Currently, with over 700 vehicles to choose from, we definitely have the one for you. Whether you're coming from the north, south, east, or west, our sales and service departments will work tirelessly to do what's right for you. Dick Edwards in Manhattan and Junction City, bending over backwards for you.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Beef and dairy producers can now take advantage of free beef quality assurance certification courtesy of Boehringer Ingelheim Vet Medica. Boehringer announced during the Cattle Industry Convention earlier this month in San Antonio it would once again partner with the BQA program, funded in part by the Beef Checkoff, to sponsor free online certification through April 15th. BQA is designed to raise consumer confidence by promoting production and management techniques that represent a commitment to quality within every segment of the industry. With an overall focus on animal handling and disease treatment and prevention, online BQA certification modules are customized to meet the needs of each industry segment, including cow-calf, stocker, feed yard, and dairy. In addition to improved animal health and well-being, ranchers, feeders, and dairymen who follow beef quality assurance practices have reported a secondary benefit of increased profitability. Beyond reinforcing industry best practices for cattle production, obtaining certification can be useful in reassuring consumers they are receiving a safe, wholesome product raised in a manner that aligns with the BQA program. Through this partnership, now in its 3rd year, BQA certification is rapidly increasing. More than 16,000 producers have enrolled in the free certification program since 2013.
Good morning. I'm Eric Osterhaus with Paragon Ag Advisors. Our latest USDA report was just released, and it showed neutral to slightly friendly numbers for the corn market, neutral for beans, and a negative outlook for wheat. In looking at the wheat market first, the news continues to be one of oversupply and a lack of demand in the world market for U.S. wheat, as cheaper options are available, especially as we see the U.S. dollar hovering near its highs. Until the wheat comes out of its dormancy here in the U.S. or a sudden worldwide switch to U.S. wheat, fundamental supply and demand factors remain bearish. The corn market seems fairly well supported at current prices, as we've seen basis in Texas and the Gulf remain strong, reflecting good demand fundamentals here in the U.S. These numbers were backed by the recent USDA report, showing a smaller carryout estimate. However, there are many reports estimating that the U.S. farmers are holding a near record amount of corn going into March 1st. This is true of soybeans as well. The key for now in the soybean market appears to be both South American harvest and export pace. The recent report shows a bullish drop in the Brazilian bean crop, but entirely offset it with an equal increase in the Argentinian crop. Other than the South American issues, a lot of the talk concerning price direction of new crop beans will be debated as we lead up to the all-important April 9th USDA report, where we'll hear about our first estimates of planted acres for corn and beans. If you have questions on these markets or any markets, give us a call at 888-452-8751. Have a productive day.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
AgRisk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, AgRisk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Bryan Hallman, and thanks for watching.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.